Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the small but super powerful details that can take your English from just good to, well, great. We're talking about those little things that, once you get them down, make you sound so much more natural and fluent.
So what is the big secret, right? You might have an awesome vocabulary, you might understand all the complex grammar, but something just feels a little off, you know? You want to close that gap between just speaking English and really truly owning it.
And that's it. The secret is just mastering those small but really important things that native speakers use without even thinking. So in this explainer, we're going to give you the tools to do exactly that. First up, let's talk about mastering your stories. Okay, our first toolkit is all about storytelling. How do you talk about conversations and past events clearly? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to two tricky pairs of words, say versus tell, and before versus ago. Let's kick things off with say and tell. The most important rule, the one thing you absolutely have to remember is this. The verb tell always needs a person right after it. You tell someone something. Think of it like you're aiming your words at a specific person.
And this slide just makes it crystal clear. Look at the left side. She said me the news. It just sounds wrong, doesn't it? That's because say isn't directed at a person. But on the right, she told me the news. Perfect. The information was aimed directly at me.
Now, of course, English has to have its exceptions. These here are some really important fixed phrases, and honestly, you just have to memorize them. You always tell a story, or tell a lie, or tell a joke. But you say hello, you say sorry, or you say yes. All right, next up in our storytelling kit is the word ago. Now, this one seems pretty simple, but its real power is how it connects to the present. Every single time you use ago, you are measuring time backward from the moment you are speaking, from right now. This timeline really lays it all out. See that line for 3 years ago? It's a straight shot from today back into the past. But now look at before. It connects two events that both happened in the past. Like, I had a coffee 2 days before the interview. The starting point isn't now, it's that other past event, the interview. Okay, now that you've got the tools for telling stories, let's move on to describing the world around you. This next part is all about adding that precision and color to your descriptions. Making them more vivid and interesting for people to listen to. Comparing things is something we do all the time, and luckily English has 3 pretty simple rules for it. For short little adjectives, you just add AR. If the word ends in a Y, you swap it out for IER. And for the longer words, you just stick more in front. Easy, right? But here it is. This is the big trap that so many learners fall into. You get used to saying more beautiful, and then you start trying to put more in front of everything. But you just can't say more big or more easy. Remember the rule. For short words, it's always ER. I promise you, fixing this one little thing will make you sound so much more fluent. And you knew it was coming. English has its weird exceptions. These 3 are the big ones you just have to know. There's no real logic here. Good just turns into better, and bad becomes worse. Just burn these into your brain. Beyond the grammar, great descriptions need great words. Instead of just saying someone is nice, what do you really mean? Are they reliable, like someone you can always count on? Or are they sociable, the kind of person who loves a good party? Using words like these just paints a way clearer picture. Okay, so you can tell stories, you can describe things. Now let's get into how you actually interact with other people. This last toolkit is all about asking clear, effective, and natural-sounding questions.
All right, listen up because this is a big one. Modal verbs. I'm talking can, must, should, might. They're absolutely essential. And they have one golden rule that you can never, ever break. There is no to after them. Period.
Just look at this. You can feel how clunky the incorrect sentences are, right? You'd never say, you must to go. You say, you must go. The modal verb hooks directly onto the main verb. It's a tiny change, but man, it makes a huge difference. And finally, let's hit the building blocks of any good question. It's simple, but so important. The word you start with totally changes the answer you're going to get. If you want to know about a person, you use who. A reason? Use why. Getting this right is step 1 to actually getting the info you need.
Whew, we have covered a lot of details, from telling stories all the way to asking questions. But here's the thing, just knowing the rules is only half the battle. The real magic happens when you actually start using them.
So let's boil it all down. If you don't remember anything else, remember these 4 hacks. Tell always needs a person. Ago is always measured from right now. Short adjectives get are. And there is absolutely no to after a modal verb. Just these 4 points will clean up your English like you wouldn't believe.
And this is your mission right here. Don't just learn the rules, listen for them. Next time you're watching a movie or listening to a podcast, really pay attention. You'll start hearing these patterns all over the place. And that kind of active listening is what makes them really stick.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Which one of these little details are you going to focus on this week? Just pick one. Practice it, own it, and make it an automatic part of how you speak English. Thanks so much for tuning in.